You know, this Sunday is the first official day of summer, and that means a lot of folks are going to be out in the sunshine, getting that tan going. And we want to talk about keeping the skin healthy during the summer. And in our studios, joining us this morning is Dr. Lela Lankerani from the Westlake Dermatology. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no
Tell you
problem.
what, Ed, you've been a lucky guy the last couple of days.
I know.
Another
women.
beautiful guest in the studio.
I know, yeah. I've fallen in love all over again. But I noticed that Layla's got a wedding ring on.
Yes, she does.
Yes,
Sorry about that.
And my husband's listening right now.
Now I've got him in trouble.
You got a lovely wife there. You really do. And I love the song that Eric Clapton recorded all about
Yes.
you,
Yes,
Layla.
that was all for you, wasn't it?
Yes.
Well, summertime, as I said, starts officially on Sunday, and we've got summertime weather coming up and lots of sunshine, and we want to talk about taking care of the skin during the summertime and the dangers, especially of skin cancer.
Absolutely.
My first question to you is not necessarily being out in the sun, but I want to know about the tanning beds. I've heard good and bad things.
Awful. They are awful. Just
Yeah.
one-time usage increases your risk of melanoma like 30%.
Does it
Oh my
really?
gosh.
Yeah, just one time. And I know a lot of people think before I go on vacation, let me get that base tan so I don't get burned when I go on vacation, but it's
That's
Not
the
the
wrong way to go
so
about
wrong.
it.
Yeah,
Yes.
so wrong. And, I think the misconception is if I put on sunscreen, I'm just going to be a pasty ghost all summer long. You still will get color. You avoid the bad burns, and the
Right.
bad burns is what can lead up to precancers and skin cancers later in the
Yeah.
future.
I got to say something too. I'm going to embarrass one of my coworkers from my other job, but she was out and about over last weekend when it was cloudy. She was like in an area where it was really cloudy, and she
Yes.
said, "Oh, I don't need to wear sunscreen
Right.
because it's cloudy," and
Yeah.
she got a sunburn.
We have many people and friends who experienced the same problem last weekend because of the thought again that these rays cannot get through
Yeah,
the
and it's
clouds.
actually you can almost get a worse burn when
right,
it's cloudy.
Right.
Especially if you're on water.
Right.
Because the water draws
Reflects.
the sun. Yeah,
Right.
and it'll cause some problems. What do you see most in this area with skin problems?
In the office, because of the community being on the water a lot, I see a lot of skin cancers. I get a lot of people coming in for skin checks to make sure that they don't have any moles that are changing from the repeated sun exposure. Lots of skin cancers, specifically basal cell and squamous cell, which are the two most common ones related to the sunshine. And I am seeing a fair amount of melanoma in our office as well, and the melanoma is the most dangerous one.
It really is. And
Yeah.
folks, it's so simple to protect yourself from it. You just got to wear sunscreen when you're out and about. And like
Speaking-
you said, you're not going to be pasty white.
No.
And speaking of that, there's different levels of sunscreen when you go buy it.
Yes.
And you see all the different readings on
And
there.
I know
What's
it
the
becomes
best?
confusing
Yeah.
to a lot of our patients. What do I buy? What should I look out for? I
Yeah.
usually keep it simple. I tell people to look for broad spectrum, and that means covering both UVA and UVB rays.
Okay.
And then making sure that the SPF is at least 30 or higher, and reapplying it every couple hours. A lot of our patients feel if you put it on at 8 in the morning, I'm good for the whole day.
Yeah.
And again, that is another misconception. It washes off, it evaporates, you sweat it off.
In the humidity
Right.
here, you sweat it off in moments.
So the recommendation is making sure you put plenty on, number one, getting in at least an SPF of 30, number two, or higher, and then reapplying every 2 hours.
Now, a lot of folks, it just depends on the people because there are a lot of folks that can stay out in the sun, I know, for a longer period of time. There's other ones that can go out for 30 minutes and they
just-
get burned
yeah, right.
immediately. And you mentioned a while ago of putting that sunscreen on and keep applying it
Right.
if you're out all day. But is that a good idea, even if you've got the sunscreen on, to be out in the sun for like 8 hours?
We don't recommend it. We know that some people just love to fish and be out on the lake
Or
all
golf,
day or golf, and you have to be practical. You can't tell people to stay inside their house all day.
Right.
The worst, the peak with the UV rays is between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. So we try to tell people to limit their exposure during those times. But life happens, and people need to wear their sunscreen and hats. A hat is very important, especially for our male population who don't like to put on sunscreen particularly.
Right.
So I tell them to put on a cap, and not just a baseball cap, more of a wide brim
Right.
fisherman hat.
That's where your
or
15
cowboy
gallon
hat.
hat would come in
Yes,
handy
to
again.
cover the ears and all the angles of the face,
Right.
not just the front.
Now, we're talking about skin cancer, basically, that you can develop during staying out in the sun too long. And people think about skin cancer and they say to themselves, oh, well, you know, if I get skin cancer, I'll just go in and I'll see Lela and she'll take it off and everything will be okay. But, I mean, it can be deadly, can it?
It can be, yeah.
It's not just as simple as removing the mole.
No, sometimes removing the mole, it's a little too late at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And the melanoma can spread very quickly to other organs if it's not caught in a
It's
short period of
amazing
time.
to think that, and it's so people just don't take it seriously enough.
They don't. And yeah, I wish there was more awareness. I feel like there's more awareness now. I feel like there's definitely more options out there. People are more aware of it, but there's plenty of people who still do not understand the
And
effects.
we can always appeal to people's vanity too, because not only
Right.
are you at risk for skin cancer, but it causes wrinkles and other things.
Premature aging, yes. You lose the elasticity of your skin the more exposure you get, which leads then to further wrinkling, further dyspigmentation, more brown spots, making you look older and
And you
wrinklier.
guys can help. You guys can help in that department too.
Absolutely.
You can shave off a few years.
Yes, we are one-stop shopping.
Well, it's great to see you. I thank you for coming in and depressing all of us.
Sorry. No, go enjoy yourselves,
Yeah.
but be smart about it. Protect yourselves.
That's
Yeah,
right. And keep
absolutely.
Westlake Dermatology on your speed dial.
Yeah, absolutely. Dr. Lela Lankerani. Did I get it right?
Lankerani.
Okay.
There's the N in there.
We go with Dr. L or Layla, whatever's easier.
All right. Dr. Lela, I like that. Westlake Dermatology, thank you. You have a good summer. Stay out of the sun.
Thank you. You too.